show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Abracadabra show. Wow, what a first week of FPL. Great to have it back. Without further ado, let's get right into it to my Gameweek 1 review. All right, Fulham 0, Arsenal 3. A masterclass from Willian, who returned 3 assists. I'm not sold on him yet with all the rotation that is at Arteta's disposal. It's a wait and see for me, but he has risen in price in the last few days. So that's one to watch. As well, Alba and the rest of the team performed well. Of course, Scott Parker pulled a fast one and he benched Mitrovic. So that hurt a lot of FPL managers, me excluded. Fulham did look concerning, and their next 3 games are vital for their Premier League survival. I know it's early, but come on, if they can't win against Leeds, then they will not go far in the Premier League. Moving on, Crystal Palace 1, Southampton 0. Saints with a disappointing display. Ings and company looked off, and KWP escaped the red card, luckily. The next one was a barn burner. Liverpool 4, Leeds 3. What a game. Mo Salah proved everybody wrong. He tricked everyone preseason. He came away with 3 goals, 2 of which were penalties. What an instant classic. As well, Bamford came away with 1 goal. He is, I think, pulling a fast one at everybody else because he has risen in price, but with Rodrigo waiting in the wings, I think his minutes will be monitored this season, and he may be a trap FPL-wise. Onwards, West Ham 0, Newcastle 2. West Ham looked atrocious, and the new boys at Newcastle made the difference. Moving on to Sunday, West Brom 0, Leicester 3. The scoreline is quite deceiving. It's a very close match. Other than the 2 penalties gifted to Vardy, it was very quiet on both sides. Leicester are concerning. Vardy, I think, only had 2 shots in the game, and he scored 2 penalties, so you can do the math. After that game was Spurs 0, Everton 1. James Rodriguez, DCL, Richarlison, and Digne all impressed. Still a wait and see for me. They did play against a struggling Spurs side. It's either Everton will be contending for top 4 this season, or they'll stay contending for the top 10 like years past. Spurs did look a shell of themselves, and it's quite troubling. I don't know what Mourinho's doing, but he better pick it up or he will be sacked by Christmas time. On to Monday's fixtures, Sheffield 0, Wolves 2. Jimenez looked very good. On the other side, Sheffield definitely looked weaker defensively, and without Henderson, they may struggle this season. And finally, the last game of the game week, Brighton 1, Chelsea 3. Werner impressed on his debut, looked very good. As well, Chelsea looked like a force, and they could contend this season. All right, on to my Game Week 1 team review. Finished with 59 points, sitting me at 1,737,686 in the rankings. Quite underwhelming to start the season. It's only up from here. 9 points above the average is decent. I'll take that. Not captaining Salah hurt a lot, but I'm thankful for the 20 points regardless. As well, the double up on Southampton defense hurt a lot. The low score in Crystal Palace ruined the party. To my midfield, Mane disappointed. As well, Arteta disappointed as Ceballos was benched. Very, very saddening for me. As well, on the opposite side, Josh Onuma came into my team for Cabano. If you follow me on Twitter, you saw that I was concerned that Cabano may not start, so I went with Onuma. He's more secured in that attacking midfield role behind Mitrovic. Speaking of Mitrovic, he was benched by Scott Parker. He came on in the second half, but the damage was done. Still happy with the return from Aubameyang. I went with my gut because he did so well for me last season. And looking at the defenses, Leeds versus Fulham, I would think Fulham would concede more goals, but Leeds did concede 4 and gave away 2 penalties. What can you do, right? On to my forwards. Werner impressed on his debut, picking up an assist from drawing that penalty. He is an injury doubt for the weekend against Liverpool. There's wait and see for me. He could leave my team before the game week deadline. Alongside him was Che Adams, 2 points. It looks like he's locked his place in the team for the time being. He did look good, so I'm going to keep faith with him, give him a couple more game weeks to impress. All right, on to my transfers for the week. Mane, who was my 1-week punt, is making way for Bruno Fernandes. I've been eyeing this since the start of the season. This was pre-planned, and Crystal Palace at home and then Brighton away are 2 key fixtures for Manchester United to start the season, and I want Bruno in my team. At this moment in time, I am not set on taking a hit. It's too early on. I think my team is fine, but my eyes will be on Frank Lampard's press conference before the Liverpool game. If he has any hint that Werner will not start, he will be out of my team, and I will bring in somebody like DCL or Wilson. DCL did have a price rise, so I'm leaning towards Wilson against Brighton. All right, what you guys have been waiting for, my Game Week 2 team selection. Let's go. In goal is Jed Steer. I know Martinez got his transfer to Villa and will be their starting keeper, but hopefully he hasn't settled in yet and Steer can get the nod. If not, I got McCarthy on the bench waiting in the wings. If Steer doesn't play, he will not play a single minute, so they'll get swapped directly and I don't have to worry. Just taking the chance on him if he starts. Sheffield at home could get a clean sheet. You never know. Talk about my bench. Alongside McCarthy is his fellow teammate KWP. I'm not confident that Southampton will keep a clean sheet against Spurs, so that's why he's there. Going over to the other side, Wickham and Ferguson, both still injured, both still sitting on the second and third bench spots in my team. Little troubling from Ferguson. I think I saw news that Nathaniel Clyne, the former Liverpool man, will be arriving at Crystal Palace. So that could ruin Ferguson's potential starts in the future when he comes back from injury. So until a wild card, he will most likely sit on my bench alongside Wickham. Onto my defense. As you can see, I'm going with a 3-5-2 again. Trent keeps his place. Hopefully he can get a return against Chelsea, keeping faith with him. A lot of managers have transferred him out, but you're never safe when you transfer out Trent, so he's going to stay in my team. And unless he puts out atrocious performances, he'll stay there. Alongside him, my hero for game week 1 was Justin. He was one of the only bright spots in my team. He keeps his place alongside Trent. Burnley at home, hoping for a clean sheet. We'll see how it goes. And coming into my team, who was benched game week 1 because of the blank fixture, is Luke Shaw. I'm hoping for a clean sheet against Crystal Palace at home and maybe a potential attacking return. A man can hope, right? Onto my midfield. New man in my team, Bruno Fernandes. Just too enticing. Had to get him in. Many have gone with Rashford. I'm just going to go with the penalty merchant. Got to have him in your team. As you can see from game week 1 with Leicester and Liverpool, there will be a lot of penalties given this season. And I think that Bruno is a must, so he's in my team. Alongside him is Mo Salah. Hopefully he can put out another great performance game week 2 against Chelsea. As well, if you follow me on Twitter, you can see that Onima is in my team. Hopeful for a return game week 2 against Leeds. It's do or die now. Fulham have to perform if they want to stay in the Premier League. Alongside him is my captain for the week, Aubameyang. West Ham at home. Very hard to look elsewhere. Bruno does have the vice captain currently, going back and forth. At the moment, I'm set on Aubameyang. I don't know how United are going to perform. And to round out my midfield is Ceballos. Let's just hope he starts this game week, let alone get a return for me. To the forwards, my front two of Werner and Ings remains. Slight injury concern, said he was going to play in his post-match interview, and I think he is going to play. All eyes are on that presser, as I mentioned. As well, keeping faith with Adams, home fixture against Spurs, hoping for a high-scoring game. That's all an FPL manager can ask for, right? All right, and that is all. Thank you guys for watching. Hoping for some green arrows this week. Second game week, always the most telling. Is your team going in the right direction or is it going downhill fast? Appreciate your guys' support. Comment down below your thoughts on this team. If you have any questions, concerns about your own team, throw them down there as well. I'll get to it as soon as possible. Thank you guys so much again. Peace.